Good morning. Welcome from wet West Texas. We just had an awesome storm come through. Knocked out the power this morning, woke me up at about 5:30. I said, you know what? It's nice and cool out right now. Let me get out there and get started before it gets way too muggy. I think I know how you Houstonians feel all the time. So today, I've got a couple projects I've been putting off. The reason I've been putting them off is because I've been waiting for this new wasteboard to be made. That's right, I'm fixing to use it today for the reasons I made it. The last wasteboard I had was not flat. It was never surfaced. I didn't even have the surfacing bit. You learn from your mistakes. So now that I have a nice flat wasteboard, my projects should turn out the way they're supposed to. The problem I was having was if I was doing a lot of flat pockets with large areas, I ended up with tons of tool marks and it looked like crap. And I believe that was because my wasteboard was not flat, and that in turn led to tool marks in the piece. So now that I have a flat wasteboard, we should be able to accomplish what we want with no problems. So on the agenda today, I've got to make some nameplates for some people's desks. I have to clean my shop because, as you can see, it is an absolute and complete disaster. Holy cow, I don't even want to show the other side of it, man. Okay, yeah. So I got a real small shop. It's old, it's built in the 30s. It keeps the water out, keeps the weather out, has no air conditioner, but it's a space I have, so I make do with it. It's not worth finishing as far as, you know, putting up drywall and all that good stuff, but we make it work. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to take you down to the bench. I want to show you the bits that I have in my collection right now, why I have those bits, why I chose some of them, and why I wasted my money on some of them, not realizing what I was buying before I bought them. And then we'll get into what project we're going to do today, and let's get to it. Okay, so there's a few things going on this bench right now, and I'm going to explain why I have what I have out here. So first thing I want to go over is, what do you need to buy to start doing some CNC work? Once you get your machine, you've got your computer, you've got everything you need, but what do you buy for bits? You look online and you find out how expensive they are and you start freaking out. I'm going to tell you what I did. I bought a starter kit. This is what I bought. Move this out the way. This starter kit is made by Whiteside. It's got, I believe it comes with five pieces. This kit's got pretty much everything in it that you need to start some basic projects. It comes with a 1/16 ball conical and a 1/8 ball conical. Those are going to be more for your 3D relief carvings, I believe. I don't know if there's any other uses for them other than 3D stuff. I've never even used a conical bit yet. Third one's going to be a 1/4 inch up spiral. That is probably going to be the most used bit if you do any kind of cutouts or, you know, pocket stuff. It's an all-purpose general bit. It's a flat end bit, so you cut basically flat bottoms with it. It's not going to leave grooves. It should clear everything away nice and flat. It comes with 2 V cutters. Those are going to be mainly for your V groove carvings. I'm at a loss for words. It's still like 7:30 in the morning, so I'm not fully awake yet. Either way, so I use those a lot, and that's going to bring up another subject here in a minute that I'm going to talk about, is the V carving and problems I've had doing detailed work with V carving. So a kit like this is less than $200, and it will get you started for sure. The machine, if you buy a Shapeoko, it comes with an 1/8 inch, or I'm sorry, a 1/4 inch up spiral bit, so you can at least get started, you know, with some basic stuff. So already in my arsenal here, I had several solid carbide bits from Whiteside, and I don't get paid by Whiteside. I just really love their bits. They make some good stuff, and they're decently priced. These bits, they're really more or less made for hand carving with a router, which is what I originally attempted to do before I bought my CNC. There was a there's a company out there called Dave Signs. I think they still have a YouTube channel where the guy teaches you how to hand carve signs with, you know, these small palm routers and using these types of bits. They're, you know, 1/4-inch bits. They're straight. You know, you got a 90-degree V-groove, a 60-degree, a profile bit, which was from his company, and Whiteside's SC50 bit, which is kind of like an engraving bit. I never really got very good at the hand carving, so I kind of gave it up. But I had those laying around, and you can definitely use those in your machine if you can find a use for them. All these that you see over here, the more projects I do, the more bits that I find myself needing. Before I go out and spend an insane amount of money on a really expensive bit from, say, a Manitool or you know, something like that, I'm probably going to buy something from China and just see how it performs and whether it's what I needed or not. I wouldn't recommend having these kind of bits if you're going to use them daily. Hey, you never know, they may work out just great. But then again, if you're going to do this, you know, put a couple dollars into your bits, because those are, you know, they're the lifeblood of your machine. That's what does all the work. So just real quick, what I have here, for example, these right here are some 1/16 what I would call extended end mills. They're 2 flute. I bought these on eBay. You got like 5 of them for like 25 bucks. They're extremely small. They're for doing real detailed work. And I'm going to show you an example of why I bought these and what I use them for here in just a second. I haven't used these specific bits yet. The first 1/16 inch bits that I bought were from Think and Tinker Limited. The website's Precise Bits. They're not really cheap, but they do work very well. We have a 16th inch, and I'm sorry, but I don't think the camera's going to focus on any of these. But this is a 16th inch 3 flute end mill with an 1/8 inch shank. I did use these bits, and they work great. So small bits, lots of small bits. I've got some 3/32 that are 1/2 inch deep, the 1/16 that are 1/2 inch deep. These I bought by accident. I bought these before I realized what I was doing. These are 4 flute 3/32 by, I believe, 1/2 inch reach bits. I'm not going to put one of these in my machine. I didn't realize what I was ordering when I ordered it, and I'm pretty sure that I'll never use or need a 4 flute bit. The way I understand it is, unless you're running 200 inches a minute or more, possibly, a 4 flute bit is completely unnecessary. I was under the impression that, hey, 4 flutes will cut smoother, right? Well, I'm sure a lot of people do that, and I have a bad habit of buying before I research sometimes. This, bad idea. 1/8 inch long reach end mills from Think and Tinker as well, Precise Bits. These right here are 3 flute. I haven't had any problems with 3 flute bits burning up or anything. I think 3 flute's just fine. And these bits have worked really good. I did use these on a couple projects. I also bought a set of conical bits from them, running the range of 1/32 up to 1/4. One of these days I will get into 3D carving, and those are going to come in handy. I've got just assortment of bits. So today's project is going to be a desk sign. It's a nameplate for a coworker of mine. The problem I have is trying to V-carve small details into small areas. You know, V-carving is an automated process. It's going to carve as deep as the line tells it to, and you have no say-so. The only thing you can do is change your bits and hope for a different result. So here's an example of a nameplate. Sorry for the lighting. This right here is going in the garbage. What happened here was I made this with my last wasteboard, and it's all full of tool marks. I don't know if you'll even be able to see those on the camera, but I'm sure you can pick them up. I tried to sand them out, but some of them are just so deep that it looks horrible. And on top of that, if you can notice the let me point it out here, the leg of the A right there it broke off while I was running a tack cloth over this thing to start putting a finish on it. I was going to finish this and hope that those tool marks disappeared enough to say, okay, it's good. And then it broke off, and that was the end of that. That was a lot of work. So if you look here, it says field training supervisor, and that was V-carved with this 60-degree V-groove bit right here. The problem is it's small, and there's not a lot of recess to the carving. Now, it will darken up being a side or end grain when I put a finish on it, but I would like that to be a little deeper, and I want that V-groove effect. I've played around, I've ruined a lot of wood, done a lot of tests, trying to find a way to V-groove small things to make the details pop out. And I finally figured out what to do. You need to go small. So you saw that. One of the things I do is a lot of Texas state seals. I work for the state of Texas. Everybody I work with works for the state of Texas. Take a lot of pride in the state of Texas. Now, if you look at this, I did this morning. The first test with a new set of bits. This was done. It was V-carved with a 30-degree 1/8" shank bit, and I was more than pleased. I did try to carve it with this bit a while back, and what happens is all these little details, it doesn't even touch the wood because the lines are so small. It says, well, there's not enough depth there, and you lose a lot of the detail because it won't even touch the wood. So what I bought was these very tiny 1/8" 30-degree pencil bits. I wasn't sure how they were going to work. I stuck this thing in the machine this morning. I ran this tool path on this little piece of red oak here, and I was absolutely amazed at how it worked. I got all the detail. Now, it is so small that, you know, it's kind of blown out some of the pieces in there, but it's so small that you don't even notice. Once this thing is finished, it's going to look great. So, 30-degree pencil bits. These were purchased on eBay, and as you can tell, if you can see that writing there, see if I can get a focus here, from China. Yeah, solid carbide. But I didn't have any problems, man. This thing cut great. And I got, 10 of these things for, man, I want to say less than 20 bucks. It might have even been around $10. So worth a try. And you know what? I'm absolutely impressed with the results. So we're gonna try them out on the finished product today, and we're gonna see how this works. So with that, let's get started. Okay, guys, here we are. We've got our wood clamped down, and we're fixing to start carving. So what I've done here is I've cut the piece of wood to size based off of how I designed it in the program. I've got my hold downs in there. This thing ain't going nowhere. Love those T-nuts, man. No stripping out and as tight as can be. I'm not the wood whisperer. I bought this piece of wood at the hardware store, and the guy told me it was birch. And I said, are you sure? He said, yes, I'm sure. I said, well, it sure does look like maple. Looks like curly maple. Maybe there's a curly birch. I don't really know. I'm sure there is. I think there's a curly everything when it comes to wood, just about. But either way, it is a beautiful piece of wood. This person wants their sign completely V-carved. I've gone ahead and sent the design to her. She approved it, said she loved it, and we're going to cut it out. The finish on this is just going to be polyurethane finish, and hopefully the V-carving will pop out enough to make it look good. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you what the end product's going to look like, and hopefully I can air this video because I don't put anybody's name on there without permission, and I have not got permission yet. So hopefully I get some permission to put this up there. Okay. This is what our finished product's going to look like, minus the base that it's going to sit on. So as you can see, there's a lot of words, a lot of V-carving involved. This will be carved, this will be V-carved, all this, and then of course that. That's going to be the first toolpath I run. Second toolpath, the state of Texas. It has a V-carve all the way around the edge of it, which is going to put a little, well, we'll keep the camera pointed there, which is going to put a little bevel on it. Plus it's going to show, it's going to outline, you know, that part of it right there as well, and it'll make it stand out a little bit more from the flat part of the plaque. and then it's going to run a cutout path, and it's going to cut that whole shape out. Let's hope this works, and let's get to it.
Dang it.
Okay, so something bad just happened. We had a power outage right in the middle of the project. So we're gonna have to try to figure out how to fix this. It was just about done. It just had the little bit left of that R in the next word. I don't want to have to redo this whole thing, so I'm gonna get in the computer, play around for just a minute, and see if I can't salvage this piece. Otherwise, we're gonna have to start over from scratch. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Okay, so what I did to hopefully correct this is I went into the program, I ungrouped this thing, and I took this word and the one underneath it and grouped them together and saved a toolpath just for those. So what it's going to do is recarve all of this, which shouldn't change it, hopefully. The machine kept it 0 for this project, and then it'll carve that last word and we'll be done with that toolpath. Oh God, let's hope this works. This is a happy camper. Excellent. Okay, the project's finished cutting, but we had something funky happen. After the bit lifted up and returned to the home position on the piece, I got a serial port unknown error. That's never happened before, so we're gonna have to figure out why that is. Let's see if I can home this thing. Nope. Well, I guess we'll try to turn it off. Could not open port for cutter. Well, let's see what happens here. Uh-oh. Ah, now we're connected. Ah, interesting. Electronics. They got a mind of their own sometimes. But let's see what we've got. We averted disaster. I think we got it done. It's gonna need some cleanup with a lot of sandpaper, but That's to be expected. Not really a big fan of how this maple, or whatever this is, cuts, but it definitely leaves a lot of cleanup to be done. Alright, let's see if this will just lift right off. Look at that. Beautiful. And I'm not going to blow that dust everywhere. Hang on. We are going to vacuum that off real quick, so plug your ears. Okay, and it looks like we got a little cutout in the bottom of this, but that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, and this, folks, is our finished piece. What do you think about that? I think it turned out pretty well. All things aside, we had a few problems, but I think that's going to make a really nice piece once it's all finished up and done. So, alright, that's going to be it for today. Another video, maybe I'll show you how I finish it. I'll do the base, or maybe I'll just put a picture of the finished product up. Depends on how much time I have. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe below. Comment, let me know what you think.